So I'm putting out there in, internet land, digital Wild West, this call for action to emphasize pioneering leadership. I think we need to focus on pioneering leadership. And I made a video, I just published it on my channel, called What is Pioneering Leadership? And, there's different emphasis throughout the years. I think you've had emphasis in your leadership journey. I've had emphasis in my leadership journey. Maybe you'll hear phrases like visionary leadership, organizational leadership, servant leadership. Man, I'm so thankful when the servant leadership talk came through. That was so healthy and helpful. And then we heard about self-leadership, the ability to lead yourself, lead by example. It's a big theme on this podcast. But now I kind of want to bring a new emphasis to the leadership journey, which is pioneering leadership. And I sum it up simply as the ability to navigate and create the future of what you do. I think that's what we need more than anything right now, are leaders who are willing and skilled to navigate the craziness and the crisis that are going on around us, but not be pulled down into that. They're actually going to continue to lead, and they're going to create unity, create alignment, create strategy, create culture, create the things that make a difference. And so I wanted just to interview you first, Chris, because a lot of people don't feel like a pioneering leader to begin with, but everybody can pioneer the year. It's not like some of us wear the badge and others don't, although in the little artwork, you had a literal sheriff's badge on. So maybe you are the exception. But you took a quiz that Sarah Joy and I created called What's Your Pioneering Archetype? We want everyone to take this quiz, everyone to play this game with us. And it doesn't define you, but it does help describe how you approach leadership, work, the future. So kind of take us through your quiz results and kind of share anything you want about your pioneering leadership style, your pioneering archetype, and why you think this is such a big conversation right now.
Yeah, sure. So I did the quiz. I've done a lot of these quizzes before, and sometimes you got to be careful if you're just in a mood or whatever. But I will say, the first thing it gave me was Pathfinder. I did it a couple days later. I got Pathfinder again. And I did it this morning again, just to be sure. This is probably a couple months later. And I got Pathfinder again. So I'd say kudos on the accuracy of the test. It wasn't just subject to just mood and moment. But yeah, Pathfinder. And I like the names. No matter what you get on this quiz, you're going to like the title Peter and Sarah have given you. And so that's really fun. So yeah, I got Pathfinder, which is really cool. I want to say that sounds like the most pioneer leader of all of them. I guess they're all pioneer leader, but man, you're finding the path, right? And so I think what it kind of got about me and the way that I think is the idea of being kind of macro, but then needing to go down into the micro details when it comes to planning and strategizing and problem solving. And so, I think it makes perfect sense because the Pathfinder, if you're going to be a Pathfinder, if you're kind of going with the metaphor of exploring uncharted terrain, like our background here, you're gonna first of all have to be able to read a map. That's kind of the macro, right? You're gonna have to be able to see the big picture, but then you're gonna eventually just have to pick up the machete and take one step at a time and chop your way where you're trying to go. And then also when you're looking at that map, you're gonna have to be able to kind of operate in both those areas. You're going to look at a map. You can't just see, I'm trying to get from point A to point B. Let's go as the crow flies, right? Let's just go straight there. That's going to put you through cliffs and canyons and mountains. And so you're going to have the ability to see the right pathway, even if it's not the direct pathway. And you're going to have to look at that terrain and know what it looks like to go through it in the details, right? So when you're sitting with the planning meeting with your team and you're kicking the ball around ideas, ways to solve problems, your brain has to be able to see the big picture But at the same time, as you discuss ideas, you've got to have this intuition of understanding what those details are going to look like when they actually play out, and kind of say, no, that seems like a good idea, but I don't think that's going to work that way. So yeah, I think that was really, really helpful. I enjoyed it. Kind of helps you understand yourself. And if there's anything that's valuable in leadership, it's knowing yourself and understanding who you are and how you tick and what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, absolutely.